joining us. We now have number 3 ranked UFC middleweight, Jared Cannonier. We will start things off with Damon Martin with fighting.
Hey, Jared. Obviously, big fight coming up. You've been kind of preparing for this one for a while. You had to deal with the injury and everything. How excited are you to be here, knowing that Robert Whittaker is the opponent and knowing that a win, will get you what you wanted, which is the title shot?
Can't you tell I'm jumping out of my skin with excitement? No, I'm excited. I'm happy to be in this position. This is where I was before the injury happened, and pick up right where I left off. So I'm very fortunate again to still be in this position, and I'm ready to go in there and get this job done.
What do you expect out of Robert Whittaker? We've seen him, very dominant striker, very strong guy. He had a great run as champion, had a couple of wars with Yoel Romero. Comes out in the last one, does a great performance against Darren Till. What do you expect out of Robert Whittaker in this fight?
A little bit more of the same, just better, if you will. That's about it. Just, Robert's a very crafty. He's a really crafty fighter. He's an elite level competitor. So, former champion, we can always expect the best out of him. So, I know he's taking this fight as serious as any other fight that he's had, and so am I. So I expect him to try his hardest to get that win, but I'm not going in there to try as hard as I can. I'm trying to get it done as easily as possible.
There's going to be pressure ahead of every fight, especially at this level in the UFC, a co-main event on a pay-per-view, things like that. But what's on the line here. A win will get you what you want, which is the title shot. Does that change anything for you in terms of the pressure of this fight? Do you embrace that pressure, knowing that, that basically you control your destiny here?
Yeah. It's definitely motivating to know that, this win is going to give me the title shot. That's the whole goal of being in the UFC, to be the champion. So, again, I'm fortunate to be in a position, to still be in this position. And I'm going to go in there and earn my title shot. So as far as, I'm not going to put any extra pressure on me because it's a contenders fight. A fight is a fight. Every fight is a contenders fight in my mind. So I'm ready to get in there and go to work.
I know there's a lot of respect between you and Israel Adesanya. You guys have kind of gone back and forth for the last year in a very respectful way. He's mentioned your name numerous times as the dark horse of the division, a guy that we should keep our eyes on even before this fight. What does it mean to you that he has already identified you and said that you're the guy, you're the guy he wants to fight. He believes you're going to destroy Robert Whittaker and you're the guy who's going to fight. What does it mean to have the middleweight champion basically, kind of call his shot and say, you're the guy?
It's good to be recognized by the champ, I suppose. But I'm also hearing that these guys want to fight, instead of fighting me, they want to fight Jan Blachowicz. So in front of me is Robert, everything else is a distraction.
Thanks, Jared.
You're welcome.
Next, we have Idio Fan from PP Sports in China.
Hello, Jared. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. And how are you doing?
I'm doing great.
So I have 3 questions for you, quick and steady. So 3 finishes and 3 wins in a row, make it 4. There's your title shot, just like my colleague just said that Adesanya said, you destroy Whittaker. There's your title fight. But however, we noticed that Whittaker is not that easy to be defeated. Do you have any special trainings that is targeting his specialities so you can get a big W this weekend?
I'm sorry, what was the end of that question?
So, do you have any special trainings that is targeting Whittaker's specialities, like the ground striking, like the striking, and in order for you to get a win?
I wouldn't say special training or anything like that, just the normal, we prepared to fight. We definitely take in consideration our opponent's strong points. We also take into consideration his weak points as well, and our plan is to exploit those weak points, and my plan is to nullify, if not exploit, his strong points. So turn his strong points into weak points. He likes to move around. He makes a lot of big movements. very explosive and stuff like that. I'm gonna shut all that down. When I said that I'm gonna put it on him from start to finish, it's gonna be cerebral pressure, and I don't want to give him the air or opportunity to do anything that he does well.
Sure, thank you. So game recognized games. Alasanya, the champion, speaks highly and recognized you as the next title challenger. And seeing his dominating performance against Costa, is there anything you want to say to him in return as that favor?
Anything like, hello?
So if you do get the chance.
No, I have all the respect for anybody who's competing, in our sport,
Mm-hmm.
all the respect. So if they respect me, I'm going to definitely reciprocate it. So, I've said it before. I've been a fan of Izzy before he was even in the UFC, yeah, man, we're in a division, and he's definitely not sitting on high, not looking down to see what's going on. So he definitely sees guys coming up doing their thing, and I guess I caught his attention of him and his team. And, he vocalized that in front of the world, and now the world is eating it up. But, I got fights ahead of me, and I'm not really resting on my laurels based off of what someone else says about me. I'm doing what I got to do to make sure I get what I want. And that's going to be a victory at every turn.
So the final one for me, we noticed you are kind of into high-tech training, just like the mask you're wearing right now. So we saw you have the high-tech glasses that you are using during your training. Can you tell us more about that product?
Yeah, those are strobe training glasses that I got from I forgot the name of the Instagram guy, but his name is Mike. And he's helped me out a lot, man. Those glasses are awesome. It's called occlusion training, is what he calls it. And what it does, it limits the amount of information you get to your brain through your eyes. And so I would have to, my brain would have to work faster and process the information that I see coming at me, so that I can, of course, react accordingly. And that just really sharpened me up, you know what I'm saying? I react faster, see things faster, if you will. And I think it makes me a more efficient fighter.
So I believe that will give you the edge over Whittaker. So thanks very much for the interview. And please do enjoy your fights this weekend. Hope you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, we have Jordan Wahlberger from The Horn in Texas.
Texas, all right.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Awesome. Doing very well. Jared, this is another former champion you're facing. You faced Anderson Silva before. Do you take anything away from that fight in your preparation for Anderson and fighting a champion and going in and fighting a former champion in Rob this week?
No. When I fought Anderson, I told myself, I'm not fighting former champion. I'm fighting yet again another man. It's going to be the same thing when I fight Robert. I'm not going to make him more special than what he is. He's only a man, and I'm only there to fight the man. I'm not there to fight the image or the reputation or anything like that, So he's a husk to me. He's a shell that lies before me for me to break and for me to get, my title shot.
You've fought at heavyweight, you've won at heavyweight, you've won at light heavyweight, and now you've moved down to middleweight. What have you learned about yourself, and why is middleweight the right, weight for you that you've found so much success with? I mean, they just mentioned, 3 KOs in a row. Why middleweight?
Well, I'm not a natural heavyweight. Anybody will tell you that this guy shouldn't be fighting heavyweight. Stefan Struve is over there getting interview right now. If I stood next to him, he'd be like, yeah, you're not a heavyweight. That's a heavyweight. So I was never a heavyweight. I was just fighting at that weight class. Even at light heavyweight, those guys always had the size advantage over me. Middleweight is my division. It's the division I should have been in from the start. Things that I've learned on the way down is I got to take better care of my body. I can't be eating all the crap that they give us to eat. You know what I'm saying? not all the meat that they want that they tell us that we need to have. You know what I'm saying? We don't need to get all the protein we need that they say you can get from meat. And you know, all the dairy and stuff, I cut a lot of that crap out of my diet. You know, stop consuming so much of it. And I'm far healthier now. I'm just healthier. I'm a healthier fighter. You know, I wasn't a healthy fighter fighting at heavyweight. I was a little healthier fighting at light heavyweight, but I'm healthy fighting at middleweight. And that's just, you know, what we've seen, you know, my progression and the knowledge that I gained of myself, learning how my body reacts and what my body needs to fuel my soul, if you will.
Awesome. Well, last question for me. You've talked about listening to the universe and the strength that you get from crystals. Are there different crystals that you have for different fights? And what's the universe saying right now as you lead up to this fight?
The universe is saying I'm going to win. The universe is saying everything is falling right into place. You know, I'm beginning to learn to really listen to it, you know, because it's always speaking to us. You know, we just have to quiet our minds, stop being distracted by all the distractions that they have out there for us, to be able to listen, go in and really listen to what's being told to us. So as far as specific crystals that I use for fights, you know, I love pyrite. Pyrite is definitely my first. So I keep it on me and with me at all times. I got another little piece right here. You see it? Some copper wrapped pyrite. You know, copper is a conductor, so it's going to help transfer the energies of this pyrite into my being and give me all the energy that I need from that. But again, I tell people, you know, the stones are awesome and stuff, but, you know, all the energy and all the power that I garner from the stones I already have inside of me already. And I'm only using the stones to help draw out those specific energies that I want and help resonate with the stones, connect with the stones, that energy, and amplify that energy.
Awesome. Hey, best of luck, Jared. We can't wait to see and see what's next for you after.
All right. Say hello to anybody in Texas for me.
Will do.
And last, we will end things off with Ezekiel Borgonzi from Somos MMA.
Hey Jared, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Fine, thank you. So this is a special fight for you, and I saw in social media that UFC said that you are 2 fights away from glory. How do you feel now that UFC has put their spotlight on you? How do you feel?
I don't care about spotlights or anything like that. Attention, you know, I'm not in it to get nobody's attention or anything like that. I enjoy what I do, and I'm happy to get a paycheck doing it. Being 2 fights away from the title fight is, I'm not going to say I'm surprised. You know, this is what I work for. This has been my goal since coming into the UFC. You know, I'm not in here just to make fans and make people, you know, put on performances for people to watch. You know, I'm in here to get something done. I'm in it for myself. Everything else is a distraction or a byproduct of that. So I don't care for anybody's attention. You know, I don't care who's watching me. I'm not here to move the needle, if you will, even though people like that stuff. That's not what I'm putting my energy into, man. I'm putting my energy into myself, cultivating. I'm a factory. I'm cultivating my own energy, amplifying it, and I'm going to shoot it out and take whatever comes back.
And this is your fight, it's your first fight in pandemic. How do you feel about that? How it was the training? Do you feel more secure now that there will be no fans in attendance? How it is for you?
I'm actually happy there won't be fans. You know, it'll be very, it'll be, what's the word? It'll be, I can't think of the right word, but there won't be any distractions. You know, everybody's going to be focused on the fight. Even the fighters won't be listening to the crowd oohing and eyeing whenever everybody does something like that, does something good or anything like that. I think me and Robert will really be able to connect. That's the part that I'm looking forward to. Really being able to connect with my opponent as we engage each other, if you will. And again, you know, the crowd is just extra. You know, it's not really necessary for me to get out there and fight. So it's as far as the coming out of the pandemic and all that other stuff. It's I was injured during the initial parts of it, so I was still able to go and do some work with my therapist at Aries Physical Therapy, and I stayed on top of my game. You know what I'm saying? Kept me strong, got me stronger, and as soon as the gyms opened back up, I was ready to hit the mats running, and that's exactly what I did. I came back better, and ready for whatever was going to happen.
And what fight do you imagine on Saturday? What do you think that Rob will bring to you?
Robert is top shelf fighter. He's an elite level competitor. He's a well-rounded striker, well-rounded grappler. He's just good everywhere. So I expect the best Robert we've ever seen. And that's what I expect. What you guys can expect is the best Jared Cannonier you've ever seen. And I plan on neutralizing anything he's ever done and just really closing the door on him. You know what I'm saying? Really closing in on him and putting him away in impressive fashion.
And my last question is, as a title contender who has legitimately earned his spot into the top 3, what do you think about Paulo Costa asking on social media for an immediate rematch against Adesanya?
Personally, I don't think he deserves an immediate rematch. He didn't do anything in this fight, so how does that garner a rematch? So no, I don't think he deserves a rematch. On top of that, I hear the champion is looking into fighting at light heavyweight and all that other stuff. So, there's a lot going on, and I can't really pay any attention to what anybody else is doing or saying. I'm only here to focus on myself, to be a better version of myself at every turn, and to perform come Saturday night. Everything else is, again, a distraction from that.
Thank you, and good luck on Saturday.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jared. That's all we have for you today. Good luck this weekend.
All right. Thank you very much.